21 years old. He did our Murder by the Book, which is on all the time now. Bochco wrote the teleplay with a lot of help from Dick and Bill. He's given us credit in various interviews as Steven. We taught him a lot about structure. But he's a very talented man. I mean, he's an original Steve. Those days we called him Steve. Now he's Steven Bochco. But he was our story editor. He also wrote Etude in Black, and he wrote, one of my favorites was the Spielberg show, Murder by the Book. It was funny, Steve and I dubbed that picture. Dick was tied up doing something else. That was that first season, that murderous season. And we took the scream out. At the end, I think, of the third act, Cassavetes smashes Barbara Colby with a champagne bottle. He kills her. So Steve and I said, let's take the scream out and just go to black. Well, Dick saw that and couldn't believe it, but it was 2 against 1. He said, Link, what are you doing? And it worked just fine. I mean, it's a really nice touch. It's still in the picture, but I remember that. Falk, I remember it's just free association. He hated the loop. Looping is if you have a crackle or you have something that interferes with your soundtrack. You want him to come in and voice the line or the lines to it. Falk would never do it. I brought him down once. He wouldn't do the looping. And Dick and I said, I'm going to have to get him down to the loop, to where we're dubbing it and show him how bad this is. He went down, he saw how bad it was and says, it stays in the picture, I'm not looping. That was it. It's still on television all the time. With all that noise, it was a scene out in the Pacific. Spielberg was a kid. I mean, it took us a long time. It took us like 2 months to get Peter to approve of him. He had done very little on the lot. And we showed him his favorite thing that he ever did on television was a series that Dick and I had, a limited series, it wasn't on very long, called The Psychiatrist. It was about a storefront psychiatrist with Roy Thinnis. And he did a wonderful show Spielberg directed it was called Hole in One, I think. It was about a golf pro who has cancer and is not going to be around. And we showed Falk that show. And Falk said, the kid is good. He approved. And it was just fine. But Falk was very resistant.